Good afternoon, peeps. Good afternoon. Yeah, man, today I'm going to show you how I set up my line to catch those big ones. Right? The big one, the snook, the tarpon, the jack, the kingfish. Yes, man. One time I lose a kingfish so far now. One time. Good. 5 kingfish I caught same place on the bridge there. And it's only one time I fail. Alright, so let me show you how I set up. Gilgin wire. This is the leader wire. This is the leader cable. Right, the AFW surf strand. Right, this is the cable. Good. I have 2 swivels. I have 2 treble hook. This is the 1/0 size. 1/0 treble hook. And I have 2 sleeves. Right? And also I have my crimping tool to use to crimp the sleeves. Good? So let me show you how I set up these. And people, if you follow these steps, right, and do what I do, you will catch the big ones. All you need is a good line afterwards. I recommend braid straight. I'm a braid person, right? And I don't use 90 pounds is the heaviest braid I use. 90 pounds. Good. So, you know, from 50 to 80, those are the main ones I use. Right? Is when I can't get the 80 pounds, I use the 90 pounds. Good. So let me just snap off a piece of this. Let me show you the setup first, and this one is for the big ones, the tarpon, the jack, the kingfish. Yeah. So all I want is just a piece like that. Nothing taller than this. You even can go shorter than this if you want. Good. You can go shorter than this if you want. So here we go, people. Let me, alright, I'll make the loop first. Let me just get these out the way. I'll make a loop. I use my pliers to hold that loop together. There we go. You cross them and you're going to plait. You plait these 2 together like that. Plait, we're plaiting them. Not wrap around as yet, you know. Plaiting. So you can stop now. Good. Then you're going to use the shorter end now to wrap around the main one. The main shaft. Right? You need it to wrap a couple times, people. Get that right around. You can stop anytime you want and just cut off the excess. So I think I'm satisfied with that now. So what I'm going to do is just remove the excess piece right here. Put that aside. That is very dangerous, so you want to get rid of that properly. Right, and you just want to squeeze this little point that you have here. Make sure it rests properly so it can't cause any damage. Good, that is it. Right, so here's the loop that I have right here. Right, that's the loop. Yeah. We're going to the hook now. The other end of this leader, you use the hook. And you're going to follow the same process. Hold that end and you twist. You're plaiting these 2 together a couple times. Do you stop? Then you go with the shorter end around the main one, the longer end that is. Alright, so I think I get a couple wraps. Okay, let me just snap off this piece here. Wow, the hook is very sharp in a piece. You have to take your time. Take your time with the hook. Right, get this little dangerous piece. Get this little dangerous piece out the way. And then you just squeeze that, wrap that part tight. So this is the hook setup. What you need now is a leader line. I use 80 pounds mono, but that will attach to this. The mono will attach to this. So it's 80 pounds. Right, so I'm going to just take arm's length from it. And remember now, this is what I put on the big rods. I use my big rods to float. And this is the floating setup I'm doing. And let me tell you people, I use the other one as well to float. Right, but you don't want, when you don't want to waste too much of your lead, of the cable or the, well, I don't use straight Gilgin wire. I don't use this straight any at all. I never use this straight. Right, I want that flexibility, so I use the mono. Yes, so the bait can swim any direction. Okay, here we go now. So this loop that we have right here, let me go closer so you can see. You're going to push this leader, the mono line through it. Get a good length down there. Right, and then you're going to take this part. See about here we have to work with. You're going to wrap it around both the wire and the mono line. So you give, they say that 7 is a lucky number, you know. So 7 times you want to go. I am not counting. So if I go 8 or 6, it doesn't matter to me. All right. And then you push it through the loop there. See, I still have a good amount. I'm going to go back down to this loop. See a loop I have down here now? This part, you push it through here. Good. Then you draw the hook end, use a pliers. You'd want to, maybe you want to use a pliers to hold this part here. All right, and then you pull. Get a little pull on this end right here. You want to make sure it's tight enough, people. You don't want the fish to tighten if you cut the fish, right? Just pull that. Well, for me, a fish has never pulled any of my knots. It's either they break my line or the hook slip out the mouth. But I've never lost a fish because the line pull. Alright? So look here, people, with this end, some persons would just cut this off and say it's okay. For me, I've never done that. I always put a knot. I always put a knot right down to the root of that line. I always put that. That knot won't do the fish the line anything at all, but I'm sure it secure your leader cable and wire, and if you're using it, anything you do, it fastens the line properly. You can guarantee that it won't pull any at all. So that is it. So now I have a almost finished leader. Pull it, let me get this out of the way. What I need now up here at the other end is a swivel, right? And it's the same type of knot I use, people, for the swivel. Okay, both ends down. You can tighten give it your special knot that you want, right? It doesn't matter. Mine is just this. Right, so the loop, you wrap around both lines there. Right, if I had the help, I'd ask somebody to just hold the swivel for me, please, and just do my thing, my wrapping. It goes neater that way when somebody holds it, you have a little tension on it. Alright, so that goes through the loop and also down through this loop here. I said I always do that. Yeah, so that is it. And remember, people, this safety knot is important. I never forget this. I never go without this bump right here, this knot right here at the root. Right, draw that as tight as possible, and you just snap off the excess. Here we go now. This leader is finished. See it here? This is everything. That's a leader right there, ready to catch big fish. Never fail me. This has never failed me, people. Right? If you allow it to go under, if you catch the fish from all the way out, because this is the reason why I use it on the float line, because the float line is always out in the deep, nowhere under the bridge. But if you allow the fish to take you under the bridge, this will seem like simple thread when it touches the barnacles under the bridge at the column foot. Right? It will feel like thread. The fish just bloops, gone. So you don't want this to go, the fish to carry under the bridge. That's the reason why when you hook up a fish, we let the fish run. Swim go to the further out. So when by the time the fish to reach to the bridge, there's no strength in the fish to take you under the bridge to cut you off. Alright, peeps? So this is the first setup. I'll show you how I fix this to the floater. So we're going on to the floater next. Alright, so stay tuned for that one. So let me introduce you to my float. Right, and the reason why you're seeing this braid wrapped around the float is because I joined two pieces of this material here, right, to make one. Now if you look closely, you'd realize that there is a hole here, and this hole is a sinker hole. It's a 2-ounce sinker, so I have weight in this float here. Now it's where fish, people, is a windy place, so from time to time the breeze will just come up sudden on us, and most of the times you either put the rod on the other side, which is dangerous, right, because you're putting a rod now between two bridge, and if the fish go pick up, more than definitely 100% certain that the fish will go under one of the bridge. Right, so I use this now, so my float will remain in the water even when the breeze comes up, because there's a 2-ounce sinker in this. The breeze cannot lift my float out the water or lift the fish out the water. If you don't use this, the breeze will lift both your float and fish out of the water, and the bait will die. Right, so this is my braid, people, attached to my line. Good. So what I use now, though, people, because you cannot string your braid through this just freely like that, I use a needle. I have a needle that I use. So when I'm making up this thing, I run the needle through the lead ball hole, right through, and it leaves an impression up here. See it here? Right through this hole it come. You can see the point right here. See it here? So I don't want it to go through that end first. So what I'm going to do is to run through this one now. So once it follows the same path, see it here? Right through the sinker hole. Good. And now I'm going to string my braid through this here. People don't laugh at me because I can't string a needle. What? Right on camera first try. It don't normally happen that way there, you peeps. Tell you the truth. So here we go. Pull through. Yes, this is slack now. This is slack. See there? I'm pulling the line. I'm pulling the braid, and it's free. What I do is to get a piece of stick and plug right here, or you can go from this end and you plug right here, so the line would be tight. Anyway you push this float, it will remain there. I'm going to show you that as well. All right, so see here now, it is moving freely. See there? It is moving freely. I can draw back the braid through it if I want. And see there's not, the float is not moving. All right, in a minute I'll show you exactly what goes next. So here we go. This is my floating line that I'm preparing. So this is the mono one that goes on the float. People, this one can use as well. It can use, right? And if you use it, it will be a stronger line floating, yes. But because I have the mono leader is more flexible. The fish will see, the cable will see it more. This, they see it less. So I'm fixing this now to the braid. And look, people, it's the same knot again. I'm not confusing myself with several knots. I just use one. Right? And the one that I use has never failed. So I just stick to the evil that I know. Yes, you can learn new things, people. I have other knots, but I just choose to use this one. It is not as neat as some of the other knots, but this is the one I started using first, so I just maintain using this one. Remember, people, the knot at the end is very important, and the leader, and also, a matter of fact, any knot that you make. There we go. And I'm putting another one just to make sure, because the braid is small. Yes, so that is it. Yeah, and I just snap that off. Good, so here we go, people. Let me run this through. Hook, twisted wire attached to my mono, right? And it's a very good length mono, so this will go to good depth in the water, and your live bait will swim right around freely. All right, so here I'm going to plug this now for you to see, people. I'm going to plug this for you to see. So I'm going to get a piece of stick and plug here, and you'll see how this, anywhere you put this. So if you want it float, if you want it to stay right here above, just above the swivel, you can make it stay there. If you want it 20 inches above the swivel, you can get it there, right? It doesn't matter. So see, I get a piece of wood chip here. So all, you can plug it from here if you want, if you wish, right? So see there now, if you pull on the braid, you'll be pulling this thing there. So it is tight, but this excess part you don't want to be hanging out. Your line will maybe wrap around that also, right? But for me, I love to plug it here through the lead ball hole, right? I normally plug it through the lead ball hole, and this is, see there, it can't go anywhere. The only time this move is when the fish hold it, because trust me, that force that the fish will move with will cause this to move in the water same way. All right, so what I'm going to do is just to cut off the excess here. That's it. And you are well ready, people, to go and catch your big fish if you have the setup. This, that is wrapped here. The line, you can see the lead wrapping up around here. It is no problem. All you do is just to give this a good stretch. So hold it, wrap it around something also, give it some stretch also, and you'll find out. And as soon as you start to fish with it, right? When the fish hold it, and remember, you won't find this curling up like this anymore. You see, so all you do is just stretch it, people, and it'll be fine. So this is ready for set out. And people, I'm going to show you some videos that this same setup, right, hook up on some big fish. Yeah, man, I'm just going to show you a few clippings. All right, stay tuned, my peeps. So I'll put this aside. Yes, peeps. Yes, peeps. So this is the other one now, and this is a straight cable. This is the AFW wire. I paid $1,624 for this one, and that's the 30 feet of 60 pounds, right? So here we go with this one. This one is ideal for the snook. This is the one I dropped to the column, the bridge foot for the snook, straight snook, right? So you have to use a straight cable. Now people, the tarpon will come and pick it up, same place there, no problem. The jack will come and pick it up, same place there, no problem. We have never caught a kingfish setting for a snook, right? So here we go, people. This is the cable. I normally use a nice little piece, so I'll just snap that right here. I do not use a lot of this one because this one, you know, you hardly find this one sometimes when you go to the fishing place, the tackle place. Good. So this is an easy setup, people, right? And please take keen attention to this one. I need my crimping tool for this one. So here we go. First thing you do, get the leader cable. And this is a flexible cable, people. See it? This is very flexible. This is cable. Right, so you string that through here first. Good. Then you attach your sleeve. Not your sleeve, sorry, your swivel. You can put the hook if you want first, it doesn't matter. You run it back through the sleeve here. Now this end, people, I always push it back down inside here and leave it. You cannot see the end, the tip of it. What you do is you just pull the excess back as close as possible. See there? That is it. So all I do now is to pull back this, get a nice little loop. You don't want to draw it and lock it onto the swivel in at all, you know, because you want this thing to be dangling. See it? It can spin, bounce all about, and you just give it a nice little crimp. See there? That's it. That's one end fastened already. Very simple and easy, right? Swivel. So moving to the hook end, again, you put your sleeve on first, then you get your hook. People, I am a treble hook person. I am a treble hook person, right? And you'll see some videos that I'm going to put out where I use the circle hook and it fails. Right? Yes, I've caught fish on it, you know. But in one day, I lost 3 fish on circle hook. 3 on circle hook, which I've never get so much pick and it get a escape on the treble. Right? So I am the treble hook person. So again, people, up through the loop there. Through the sleeve, or you just you hide this, the tip of it, this end, up in the sleeve there. Pull back the excess up top there. Yes. Can go a little bit more. Good. That is it, peeps. Well, this one come down a little bit. So you can see the end right here, but that's no problem. You pull back up, leave that part for the hook. The fish will swim freely. Good. And then you just give a nice little crimp. There we go. this is ready to affix to the lead ball and the main line, which is my braid. I only use braid lines to catch my fish, right? The mono lines will fail me once the fish goes under the bridge. So I don't use the monoline on my reel any at all. Any touching of the bridge, any touching of the barnacle, any touching of sometimes even the part of the fish, right? It can cut you off. So I use the braid. The braid have a little resistance to the barnacles at time if there's no much, if there's not too much tension on the line. And it can also rub on the fish, depending on the fish you're catching. All right, so that is it for the leader. Good, and now I'll get my lead ball and ready for this one. Good. So again, people, braid for me again, people. I said I'm a braid person. I use braid it straight to set out on my lines. So lead ball, you run the braid through the lead ball and you affix this to your swivel. Right? I don't think I need to say anything more about the knot in there. See it here? There's a loop around my finger. Right? See it there? And I just wrap a few times. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Good. And you push it through this loop. And you come back through this loop that was wrapped around your finger. That slip. There we go. Right? Pull on both ends. All right. And again, people, this knot on my braid, I'll make 2 knots. 1, and you want to put it as close to the knot as possible, the bump. Good. And then you just snap off that excess there. Whether you want to use a knife, a pliers, or a nipper. See it here, people? That is it. Now this is ready for the catching of snook. This is placed at the column foot. You can set it in the open for the jack, the tarpon, the kingfish, I can't say junefish too, because junefish pick up out there as well, the triple tail, everything. Right? Now, the bait that I use is the live toffee or live shrimp. We can get those same place at the bridge there. Right? The bridge, the shrimp, now they're selling them about $100 each. Right, you're lucky if you get it more, get an extra 1 or 2 on that. Right, there are persons they're selling it for $200 each. We buy from the one who sell it for $100 each. Good. Now the hook, you just hook. Remember now, this is 3 sprangs. You set your bait on 1, and that is something that everybody would know. All right, so that is basically it, my peeps. I'm going to show you this one as well, hooking up fish, this type of setup. So I'm going to show you some previous clippings of this type of setup catching fish, and also with the other floating one catching fish. All right, so I hope you enjoy this, people. Set up and come out and let me see if you have no problem coming to us. We will help you to set up this line. Once I'm there, just come to Taz and Taz will help you. If we have anything to assist you, if you are short of anything and we can assist you, we will do so. All right, so just come out, my peeps, and enjoy the fishing. All right, come catch your first big fish, man. Stay tuned. Enjoy these clippings. All right, my peeps. Blessings. go on, sir. This one. Alright, if it's when it's done, set me done, we done, no. Well, take it, teacher. On the top, hold on, hold the camera, Alright, sir. Kingfisher, no, teacher? I'm big jack. Big jack. Oh, my feet stop. Hold him up, teacher. I'm making big for them, teacher. Not jack, can't back up.